Morning, it's the 5th of December. It's a cold one today, and I'm going to the train station to catch a train, of course. But there is a good chance today, when I make my way to the train station, that the train isn't going to be there. And that has been the problem for a lot of northern people in the north trying to travel by northern. Trains haven't been, well, the best of the last couple of months. So today we're going to go and have a look, see what we can catch, and see what's going on with Northern Rail and why trains aren't running properly. So I hope you enjoy this one. It should be a fun one. So this is Mill Hill train station in Blackburn, my local train station, and today I'm going to try and get the train to the Blackburn. Not a big journey, you may ask, but a journey that some people may be making for work. And, well, a lot of the time, the trains aren't turning up. It's actually cheaper to get the bus. Today, on the venture of looking into what's going on at Northern Rail, we've made it to our station, which is Mill Hill in Blackburn. It's a small station, 2 platforms, but I'm making a small commute into Blackburn. You've got about 30-40 minute wait. For a lot of people, this is a daily commute, jumping on a train at Blackburn and heading into places like Preston, Leeds, Newcastle, Manchester, Bolton, all services that Northern operate. But recently, passengers have been finding it very difficult to get to those services for a number of reasons, one being cancellations, others being overcrowdedness. Northern is an operator in the north west of England, covering bits of Yorkshire, working its way up to, Southport, around Blackburn, Manchester area. So it is a well-established operator, and it was once a very good operator. In 2007, it won Operator of the Year. Now, Northern itself was owned by Arriva Rail, Arriva Rail won the contract to operate it. About 6 years ago, Arriva lost that contract due to poor performance, poor stock, poor customer service, poor times, and poor running measures. And the government stepped in to take that contract away from them, promising that all these problems will be fixed. Now, I believe many of the management that was working for Arriva Trains or Arriva Rail are still in place today. And, well, it's not really changed. 6 years on, we've still got poor performance, poor management, poor customer services. We have got better stock. The Pacers have been finally replaced with some new CAF trains. Now, not all the services operate CAF trains, but we do have new services, new trains for this rolling stock. However, in the last few months, you may have seen, as you'll see, articles on the BBC, MEN, Lancashire Telegraph, criticising the way the rail system has been running, the way Northern has been operating. And that's because for the last 2.5 months, maybe 3, Northern have cancelled over 1,000 journeys this year so far. The Mayor of Manchester, Andy Burnham, called Northern, quote him here, an embarrassment. The rail service in the north of England are embarrassing. The Mayor of Greater Manchester said following an emergency meeting aimed to combat poor performance. This was back in October, coming up to Manchester's busiest time of the year, and the Mayor of Manchester, who's just created the B network and TFGM's newest baby of all the networks and wanting to link them all together, is saying to Northern that this is poor, this is really bad. It comes after 155 trains had already been cancelled on the Wednesday prior to that, with more than 1,000 services cancelled over half term. So it's the biggest time of the year for Manchester. The Christmas markets are on. It's coming lead up to Christmas, and Northern are cancelling trains left, right, and centre. Customers are claiming that the service is rubbish. This article here, as you'll see, from the BBC, where it talks to Claire Harland about her experiences at Northern, she claims, and she hits out at absolutely rubbish. She says nobody takes ownership of it. Trains are overcrowded, they're cancelled, and it's just not good service. Now, Northern have been reached out for comment and have said that it's unacceptable how they've been running the company and how they've been running the services. And I believe they're now looking at reducing the timetable over the Christmas period. But what has caused this? What has caused all Northern's problems? Well, Northern blames it on staff. It blames it on crew, particularly them not having enough crew members at weekends and potentially Saturdays and Sundays. Apparently, Sundays are a non-obligatory working day for Northern staff, and they don't have to work it if they don't want to. It's overtime. Seems a bit of a pity, doesn't it? 1,000 trains cancelled because of overtime. Well, that's the truth. And Northern have said it's all down to overtime. So Mr. Rice says the following: Northern's chief operator said the firm is sorry for the recent performance and his acceptance is not been good enough and understands the impact it has on our customers. He added that Northern Rail is working hard to address the issues with train crew availability so that we can improve reliability for our customers, including agreeing new rest day working arrangements for train drivers. He's also offered conductors a new deal to work on Sunday, saying that he's adding to the leadership of the RMT union will look at the offer being put forward to members for a vote. We realise there's more to be done addressing the issue with performance, and now we're focused on delivering our improvement plan, said Mr. Rice. In its latest improvement plan, Northern said by 2027 it wants 90% of its trains to be on time with only 2% of cancellations. Well, it's not really fair, is it? You know, we've had mass problems with rail for a number of years, and since 2006, they're meant to be improving this. Well, sorry, we've had a number of problems with rail since 6 years ago when the government took over Northern and basically said it was bringing it back into public ownership. And here we are today, still with over 1,000 cancellations in Lancashire alone, Manchester. And it all boils down to rolling stock not performing properly and crew, people. So why hasn't Northern decided to hire more people with newer contracts? Bus companies have done it, Tesco's have done it, many retailers have done it for years. That's the big question. Anyway, this is Northern's PowerPoint here. I'll put that up on the screen, and you can look at some of the promises that they are going to try and fix. Hopefully, we'll see services improve over the next year. I don't know if I can trust it, but we'll see anyway. Many people use Northern trains, and it's kind of a worry that we're in this situation. Trains themselves are constantly late, constantly overcrowded, and people are getting sick of it. Customers have said it's unjust, it's pathetic, it's poor service, it's a poor day, and I have to agree. On our recent trip to Blackpool, the train was really overcrowded, and it was delayed as well, cancelled before. So yeah, as a non-user of the train, as not a regular user of the trains, I do sympathise with customers, and I do feel for them. It has been really bad, and they're in the news a lot for really bad running, and it's just a shame. The British industry of rail was once it was a powerhouse. You know, we took rail to the masses, and here we are in the north of England, probably an innovating town like Blackburn, Manchester, where we had manufacturing and we required trains, and they're just today not very reliable. I fear what they're going to be, and I don't think that the 2027 plan of action is going to fix things. I wouldn't see why it would. I think the only way to fix it is to privatise all rails, to make all rails public, and to look at the efficiency of how they're running. There's no point in taking Arriva out of the question, but then leaving all the people that work for Arriva still in the position of power, because you're not fixing anything. You're just taking the company that's name was on it and making profit from it or making money from it, and then leaving the people that ran it poorly. Now, there has been new appointments since I started the research for this video. Alex Hornby has joined Northern, famously for working at Trent Barton bus company, the Blackburn bus company, Lothian bus company, and now he's making his way to Northern. Will he fix things? Will he make things more complicated? I don't know. I don't really know the bloke that well. I know he's a big desire on making branding stand out. Whether that fixes things or not, I'm not too sure. But I feel our trains have got to run better. I mean, I'm here at Mill Hill, which is probably 6 minutes to Blackburn, and it's cost me... How much did it cost me for a return ticket? £3.20. So it's £1 cheaper than the bus for return, or 30 pence, maybe 40 pence cheaper. But it's still not as fast, essentially. Buses might be every half an hour. This train's, I think, every hour. I haven't been able to find... Oh, I do lie. I was going to say I haven't been able to find a timetable. But I've just been all I've been able to find is the map. And they do go quite far. The trains, I was quite surprised how far Northern do go. Lincoln, Nottingham, Stoke-on-Trent, Crewe. I once went to Crewe and the train station blew up afterwards. It's a story for another day. But yeah, I just I don't see how the 2027 plan's going to fix it yet. I feel like you don't want to take the human element out of it, because train conductors are fantastic, the people, they've got jobs. But I think the union may hold a bit of power, and the union maybe not as flexible as it should be. I don't know. I don't work on the trains. All I know is, as a customer, I would probably get a bus for the time being, especially while the buses are cheaper, especially if you're going to Manchester. And that's what customers have been doing. Customers have been getting buses. The X41 and the X43. They're packed every weekend without fail to Manchester for the Christmas markets at the moment. They really are. But yeah, so I hope it makes a lot of sense. I'm probably, I don't know. So yeah, it's just a ginger guy ranting and rambling about what Northern's doing. I hope you enjoyed this video about why Northern's performing so poorly, and if you did like to see more videos about this, then please let me know in the comments below. We're working on making new content for you guys, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.